Summer road trips, flights, and even a cruise can turn from a dream into a nightmare when the whole family goes. They take so long to plan. No one wants that, right? Earlier, Kathryn Thalken with Thrive and Shine Co. talked to Paige about what you can do to make sure your next family vacay is actually stress-free.
Oh my gosh, do I need this? How are you?
I'm doing well, how are you?
This is such a great topic. Yeah. You know, I remember my mother when we were kids was always planning these family vacations and had these dreams, and invariably there would be stress along the way.
There is.
And often stress is overlooked. So what kind of ramps up our stress levels when we're going on what we hope to be a fun and relaxing experience?
Yeah, I mean, we always want it to be fun and relaxing,
right?
But the reality is that we're disrupting our schedules.
Right.
We're doing things out of the norm. We're not basically in our set day-to-day life, and so right there, you're going to have an issue.
All right, so it just being out of the routine.
Yep.
Can make things complicated.
Yep.
All right, so what are some common pitfalls when it comes to traveling?
So first one, biggest one, is mismatched travel styles. So we have somebody that's an incredible planner mixed with somebody that likes to go with the flow. So think of our people that like to be at the airport 3 hours early.
Oh, yes.
And our people that are like, oh, well, the gate doesn't close until 10 minutes before the flight, right? And then we have our unspoken expectations. So a lot of times we have things in our head that we're like, hey, we want this to go this way, we want to do this activity, and we don't communicate it, and that's so difficult. And then uneven responsibilities. You know, it's that invisible mental load that we talk about that we want to make sure, again, we are saying, hey, here's what's going on.
Right, okay. And also, one of the things that I think is difficult is that it does take a lot of planning.
Yeah.
And you put a lot of energy into it. And then there's so much enthusiasm and so much excitement that when things kind of start to derail, it can just cause an eruption
100%.
Because more than one person's expectations may not be met, and it can be really have devastating effects. So why are these kinds of pitfalls so easy to fall into, other than the fact that we're building up these expectations so much?
I mean, it's basically what you already said, right? It's because we're having these expectations that are unspoken. We're having these things when we're saying, hey, I'm not actually communicating what I want, right? I'm not actually communicating all of this. And then we also have that idea that vacations have to be perfect, right? I always like to say, look at the Griswolds. They weren't perfect.
They were not perfect.
And so we have to think of it in those terms, that if it's better than the Griswolds, we're doing good.
Okay, but that's a great bar. If we can do that, we're doing okay. I love this idea too. It's planning as a team.
Yes.
Getting everybody involved.
Yep.
And so that helps actually manage some of those expectations.
100%. And so that's the thing, is that when you plan as a team, and especially if your kiddos are a little bit older, they can also share some responsibility too.
Right.
But especially your spouse, your significant other, plan as a team, because when everybody's got buy-in, things are going to go a lot more smoothly.
All right, the next two that you have is divide roles ahead of time, and also you say allow solo recharge time.
Yes. So a lot of times in our day-to-day life, we do get some solo time that we can spend to recharge, whether it's 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is. Take that same time on vacation. Say, hey, you know what? I need to go on a walk. I need to go do this, and take that time to recharge, right? We want to have that so we can come back to our family and feel amazing.
All right, let's talk about the next two. You have use we language. I'm curious about that. And also to expect those bumps to happen.
So we language is, instead of saying you or you always, you never, that type of thing, instead it's we. So we are sharing ownership together.
So we're doing this.
We're doing this.
We're getting excited.
Exactly.
We're all going to board the plane now.
Correct.
Yeah.
We're all going to do this together. And then expect bumps, kind of like I said with the Griswolds. Expect that things might happen, because they're going to. No vacation is perfect. No trip is perfect. Nothing is perfect. So we have to expect that.
What would you say is the real win out of a family vacation?
Connection, togetherness. I mean, that's the goal, right, of a family vacation, is that we get a little more connected, we get a little bit feeling together, and that's the real goal of it. But again, doesn't need to be perfect, and as long as we're just feeling slightly more connected, then we've won.
We've won. I love that idea. So manage those expectations. Thank you.
Thank you.
The timing could not have been better. I really do appreciate that. So people can find your website. Let's hear a little bit about where that can be.
Yeah. So thriveshineco.com or 817-415-0908.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, and happy summer.
Thank you. Happy summer.